Day 205, Cow Hollow. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods in San Francisco. I feel like I might say that a lot, but Cow Hollow is super cool, not only because it's now one of the most exclusive little pockets of wealth in a city that's become nothing but pockets of wealth, but as y'all know, I'm a huge history buff, huge history geek. And the history of Cow Hollow, where the name comes from, is actually really, really, really super fascinating. So, where is Cow Hollow? Technically, if I'm not mistaken, Cow Hollow is this tiny little patch of Marina Pack Heights ish, which is bordered by like Fillmore and the Presidio, between Lombard and Broadway-ish. So it's a very tiny, tiny little square, okay? It's bordered by, like I said, the Marina District proper, Pacific Heights, and then up here is like Presidio Heights. It's this very tiny little square. So where does that name Cow Hollow come from? Literally 29 of the city's dairies were right there in Cow Hollow. Russian Hill isn't far from there, from that same little area of Cow Hollow back to where it's located at geographically, okay? You'll see why I mention all of that. But again, that's where 29 of the city's dairies were, because there was a natural water source at this lagoon that came to be known as Washerman's Lagoon, because people would go and wash their clothes there. So 29 dairies, right, where they used to keep the cows. So I think I've talked about this in other videos, but Lombard Street, the little part, that one block part between Leavenworth and Hyde that everyone knows, what's called the most crooked street in the world, it's kind of an urban legend that one of the reasons why the streets, or the beginning street was shaped that way, the 8 hairpin turns were made permanent in the 1920s for cars, but they were there way before then, right? And it's kind of an urban legend that because cows are very top heavy, to get the cows home from pasture out in Cow Hollow down the hill, the only way that was possible was to do it at an incline. It's one of those things that, like, I don't know, it's so cool that I believe it. Let ignorance be bliss if that's the case. But also, given that that's where all the city's dairies were, it is very, very plausible that they would have had to move the herds of cows down the hill from Cow Hollow, and that's likely how they would have done it. There's quite literally no other way. So anyway, Cow Hollow, cute, fancy little neighborhood in San Francisco, in a city that's become nothing but a little fancy bunch of fancy little neighborhoods. But I'll end by saying this. One of the things that kind of makes Cow Hollow so exclusive is how hard it is to get out there. I will say that. It's like, it's out there. It's like situated out there, and Cow Hollow's more known for like its nightlife, like early 20s nightlife. So I feel old around like what the nightlife and the young adult techie nightlife that Cow Hollow has become known for. So that's in the more modern day.